What's going on, everyone? The market is heating up big time. In today's video, we're going to go over exactly where the money's flowing right now and where the best opportunities are for tomorrow. In today's video, we have a lot to talk about as Tesla and Netflix just reported earnings. We have Powell speaking tomorrow, and we have certain things happening in the market right now that have not happened in 23 years. So you guys better stick with us all the way to the end. Also, at the end of the video, we have a almost $2 million trade that you won't want to miss. But with that being said, Tom, let's get right into it.
Yeah, that market was wild today. It's starting to come up off of support in a pretty crazy way here at 429 to 430. But the big news all day long, everybody's been waiting for it all week. How is Tesla going to do on earnings? And so far, their stock is honestly doing okay. At first, it fell off in a huge way. Their margins are shrinking, of course, as we thought. And there's a bunch of different reasons as of why they're going down. But so far, that price action is looking pretty wild here. But Mike, as I start to look at the numbers a little bit more, I start to get a little bit worried for Tesla. Their EPS missed. The revenue came in just under expectations as well. And like I said, that overall margin is decreasing a lot. They keep decreasing the price of their vehicles, and I think that's starting to hit them in the short term. But they are very hopeful on their Cybertruck coming out later this year, they're projecting. So that's good. If that could get to consumers and end up being a hit for them, then that'll be great. But as of now, I'm not expecting a lot out of the stock. So far, it's been a lot of chop, and I kind of see it continuing to chop unless something changes with the conference call.
Yeah, so far, Tesla has been a disappointment for earnings. Of course, that can change with the conference call, but at the end of the day, they brought in less money than everyone was expecting. They brought in less profit than everyone was expecting, and their free cash flow disastrously missed expectations. Their free cash flow for this quarter was $848 million versus $2.6 billion as the expectation. So maybe this Cybertruck, I guess you can say hype later in this year can turn things around, but for the time being, bears are definitely in control of Tesla.
Yeah, they really are, and we can go over and look at the gross profit ratio, and we can really see those margins starting to decrease there. And you know what else is starting to decrease, Mike, is also that gross profit, of course. Look at that, $5.78 billion Q4 2022. And keep in mind, the most recent one on here is from Q2 2023. Hasn't updated quite yet, but that gross profit, it'll probably come in even lower again. So I can't wait, Mike. I can't wait to see how the stock ends up coming in tomorrow morning. I know a lot of traders were probably looking at this one today. A lot of people were trying to get calls on it and puts. I saw a lot of people trying to play puts on it. I don't recommend it, but it looks like right now it's going to be a big theta burner if this is where they open up.
No doubt. Well, while Tesla's kind of stuck in the mud right now, one stock that is blasting to the moon is Netflix. So, Tom, basically Netflix closed right around $346 a share. Right now in after hours, they're getting closer and closer to $390 each. So, what's going on with this one?
Now, this is actually a great earnings report for Netflix here. So like we had with Tesla, a bit disappointing, right? The stock's not really doing too much, but Netflix is really going, and it's really because of a boost in their subscriber growth. They actually added almost 9 million more subscribers. The total number is 8.76 million global subscribers there, higher than the 5.49 million Wall Street expectation from Street Accounts. So that's pretty big. That's way over expectations. The EPS beat. The revenue came in right on expectations, and then the total membership expected was a lot higher as well. So that subscriber growth is really good for them, and I even saw Disney was kind of up in after hours too off of this.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, the easiest way to please a Netflix shareholder is beat earnings expectations specifically for net subscriber additions. And that's exactly what Netflix did here, so keep a close eye on it going forward. But Tom, we also have a couple other earnings tomorrow as well. Fill us in.
Yeah, so we do have AT&T in the morning, American Airlines, and Taiwan Semiconductors all before open. So be ready for those three. They're pretty big. KeyBank might be, an interesting one, we'll say, being a smaller bank. Nokia reporting as well. In after hours, CSX maybe, but mainly AT&T, American Airlines, and Taiwan Semiconductors. On Friday, though, there is American Express, which is a pretty big bank stock, too.
Yeah, so while tomorrow doesn't have the most exciting earnings, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Jerome Powell, set to speak at noon Eastern time. So basically, anytime Jerome Powell speaks, you have to pay attention. This is not an interest rate decision. Essentially, Jerome Powell is giving a speech in New York. It's happening at noon Eastern time. It's not expected to be as important as a normal interest rate decision, but if Powell says something that, spooks the market or is either very optimistic, it can definitely change the market sentiment very quickly.
Yeah, and CNBC is really hyping this up. They're saying it could be set to be a key policy address. I know that there's just so many eyes on the Federal Reserve right now, and if he gives the markets some type of confirmation, like maybe saying that they're not going to do a rate hike, maybe, they might come out and say that. So we'll have to see what they say, but he's expected to come out and say that they're going to look at the data and then they're going to make a decision at the next meeting. That's probably what he's going to say, but let's hope that he gives us some type of volatility that'll be fun to play, Mike. If the market ends up crashing a little bit, SQQQ, UVXY could start to pop off pretty largely.
You know it. And looking at the market, basically since the end of July, we can see it's been making lower and lower highs, and bears have been gaining more and more momentum, you can say. And at the same time this is happening, guess what else is happening? We've been talking about this nonstop, especially over the past month, and that is interest rates. And basically, interest rates are ticking higher and higher. And what happens when interest rates tick higher and higher? You see mortgage rates increase. You see auto loan rates increase. You see everything increase, and that's not necessarily the best sign for the economy. It also has a direct negative impact into the market overall. So basically, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate just hit 8% for the first time since 2000. This just adds more pressure onto the housing market, and it's definitely not a good thing for prices, you can say.
Exactly, and the market did not like it at all. All day, it was a big sell-off on the SPY, and I know Tesla earnings, people were expecting that to come in a little bit negatively maybe. I know there was a lot of hype with that one. They were falling down, but it even hit these bigger tech stocks. Like Apple ended up falling off end of day as well, and you go look at these things that follow the yields, like TNX, for example, making not all-time high. I almost said all-time highs. I'm going to get in trouble. But highs of the past few years. And you see TLT falling down again, Mike, making new lows of the past few years. So it's a big, scary sign. We keep saying if you see TLT running down, the market's probably running down with it. And that was, again, the case today. And it's really bad to see those yields higher. There's no point in really buying any stocks if you can just, put all your money in these bonds and just make an easy 5%.
Yeah, guaranteed, So it's very interesting, and it definitely has a negative impact in the market. But with that being said, Tom, the recent volatility has been awesome, and I've been loving it. So let's talk about some setups for tomorrow. One stock I'm watching very closely is Apple, and it's to the downside. So with the way the market's been moving, it has definitely been in the bears' favor, and I am watching Apple for a break right below that 175 support. If we could see a nice clean break below that, I would love to trade Apple down.
Man, this is setting up awesome. There's that support, and then they rejected off the trend line again today. I mean, this thing's just rejecting off this trend line nonstop. So I'm with you. If that support breaks, it's going to be really fun. Hopefully Tesla goes down a little bit more, and maybe Apple will go down more. But hey, look at Tesla kind of coming back a little bit here. With my first play for tomorrow, I'm going with DraftKings. This stock is actually right on another trend line. So I'm going to watch for a potential bounce up up or a breakdown below. If we get under $28, which is right around recent support, then I'll look at some puts. But if we see that good momentum up off the trend, then I will look at it back to the upside. And that trend line looks a lot better if you go out to a daily chart. You can start to really see those bounces there.
Good stuff. Another stock I'm watching pretty closely is GLD, and it had a pretty good day today. It's just ever since open, it kind of slowed down, but this is a stock that I've been watching very closely over the past couple days, and I think over the next couple weeks and months, it has a lot of upside potential. Basically, what we're seeing in the economy right now is a lot of fear and I guess you could say just people resorting to safety in its simplest form between everything we have going on in Ukraine, in Israel, and just the economy overall. Some people don't want to hold stocks right now, and some people don't even want to hold bonds either because they think the fight against inflation isn't necessarily done. So where do you resort to in times of fear? You resort to the assets that people have been resorting to since the beginning of time, like gold and silver. And gold has been seeing some great inflows lately. And basically, I think the upside risk reward is very favorable in the short term. So I'm going to be watching it to the upside pretty closely.
Yeah, I like it too. There's been a lot of great movement out of these metals, and my next play is actually pretty similar. I'm going with ExxonMobil, also to the upside. These oil stocks have also been roaring back with the possible war news, and well, I guess not the possible war news, the actual war news. But as XOM had another good day today, just continuing to stair step to the upside. If they break above that high of day right around 113.50, I'm gonna watch for more calls tomorrow. I think oil can keep going just like metals can. And if we go to oil futures here and we go out to a daily chart, you know, it's been bouncing off recent support around 82, and there's some room back up to like this 90 to 94 range that I'll be waiting for.
Perfect. All right, well, it's now about that time for the momentum plays, and with the first one, we have AMD to the downside.
Yeah, AMD's terrible here, Mike. If they get under 101.80 tomorrow, go ahead and look at puts. This is a major support that this stock is sitting on. Obviously, after that, you got to watch $100 even though as a target. And then if they break 100, I mean, the floodgates might open. So be ready for AMD. It's looking fun.
Yeah, no doubt. And Tom, today's momentum plays are full of big tech stocks, so I hope you're ready. With the next one, we have Amazon also to the downside.
Yeah, another bad mover here lately. Go ahead and make them break under 127.30. I had that as pretty good support, and that wick today got pretty close to there. But yeah, watch them to break down lower. These tech stocks are starting to slide off in a major way.
Getting smacked around, as a lot of people would say. With the last one, we have Microsoft, but it's actually for both directions.
Yeah, it's been really choppy in a big range lately. So if they're able to get up above that kind of intraday area today, right around 333, then I'll go ahead and eye up those calls. But if they end up rejecting and then they fall back under 330 even, then I'll look at puts back to the downside. They had a low of day right around after hours down to around 328.30. So that could maybe be a good target if you're playing a quick scalp down, but definitely keep your eyes on Microsoft. It's been channeling pretty hard, and those swings back up have been pretty explosive as well.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So we have the upside level for Microsoft. Only if it breaks above that, we're watching it to the upside. We have the downside level as well, so you can't forget about that either. And then don't forget about the downside levels on Amazon and AMD. They're only plays if they break below the supports Tom listed. But it is now about that time for today's $1.7 million big money trade of the day. This one's pretty good and it's very interesting, and it's with XHB. So basically what this quote-unquote stock is, it's an ETF, but basically what it is a bunch of home building companies all under one ticker symbol, and someone bought $1.7 million worth of XHB put options, more specifically the 90 strike put options that expire on January 19th of 2024. Basically, they are betting for this stock to go down, and it makes sense. One, we are seeing a lot more bearish momentum and sentiment in the market, and when that happens, normally all stocks fall. But to further add to this, basically the way we are seeing interest rates rise, we are also seeing mortgage rates rise at a level that, like we talked about a couple minutes ago, that hasn't been seen since 2000. Like mortgage rates are booming right now. And when mortgage rates rise this quickly, it makes housing less affordable, and it a lot of times causes housing prices to fall. Obviously, if you're a company who builds houses, that's not news you want to hear. So basically, it makes sense why, we're seeing $1.7 million put into a trade like this. I'm a fan of it. I can see XHB falling lower. And I already know some people in the comments are going to say, these are the 90 strike puts, but the stock's only at 73. What's going on here? Just a safer way to, we'll say, short this stock. You don't have to trade the 90 strike puts. Like, you can get closer to the money, but it would be smart to buy time like this big money trader did.
Yeah, and you know what? If they do say that about the 90 strike, I mean, keep in mind that if they were doing like the 60 strike, you would think that they're probably shorting those. So I really like it that it's the 90 strike. It gives us more confirmation that they're longing it down. Now, they have a really safe strike. You could probably go with 72 or maybe 70 if you want to get a little bit risky with it. But I really like this play, Mike. With the pressure on home builders right now, everybody should be watching this stock, and look at the perfect double top. Somebody, I think, knew something was happening, right? I mean, this thing's been selling off with the market pretty much since SPY's been going down. So I like it down. It made a new recent low today under that support around 73. So that was good. And I think that overall, the next few months, this stock could probably come back down and test 70, if not even 65 or lower.
Yeah, I can see it. It all depends on how much more rates rise from here. If they keep rising at the pace they have been, then it's going to be bloody for these home building companies. But we'll see what happens. But either way, one thing that's for sure is that this trader that put $1.7 million into this put play sure didn't do it by random chance. So keep a close eye on it either way. But with everything being said, the recent price action that we're seeing is great. It presents a lot of great opportunities, and I know a lot of people have been capitalizing off of that. Today, we had an amazing trade in the StockedUp Discord by one of our bots, Hybrid Bot, that called out some Tesla put options at $735 each, and by the end of the day, they popped all the way up to $1,228 each. This was all within one day. If you want access to our bots, definitely check out that first link in the description in the comments down below. And we have some jaw-dropping new updates about to come to the StockedUp premium portion of the Discord. You guys, some of your minds will be blown, we'll say that. And basically what we do at StockedUp is we always reward current members. Basically, once you sign up, our prices rise over time, but once you sign up, you will never pay more than the price you're locked in at. So if the price right now is $149, and when we release these updates and even more updates in the future, if the price doubles to, let's say, $300 a month, you will still be locked in at $149. It's our way of giving back and rewarding those who have that long-term mindset. But if you guys want in on the action, definitely check out that first link in the description in the comments down below. You can also chat with Tom and myself all day long. But Tom, is there anything else that's on your mind or anything else you're watching?
Yeah, there's a lot still going on in the market. I like how you said that wild price action lately has been making some great opportunities. It's been fun out there. The bot hitting on Tesla right before earnings was pretty fun, Mike. It's not every day that we trade a stock heading into earnings, right? So that was pretty fun there. Looks like Tesla is just coming back down now, consolidating right around where it closed. It looks like to be a theta burner, not really wowing, but Netflix is still holding higher and still going up. Maybe they'll even hit 400 here. So let's go, guys. It's going to be a fun end of the week over the next 2 days, and I think there's going to be some fun opportunities tomorrow. Don't forget about Jerome Powell speaking at noon. That's going to be a very important event for us.
Let's go. Let's have a great day tomorrow, guys. We're seeing a lot of great volatility, and that's all you can ask for as a short-term trader. So exciting things are coming. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe. When you do, you'll see our videos recommended to you more often. And again, if you guys want to get in on this short-term price action, definitely check out that first link in the description in the comments down below. You can access our bots. You can talk with Tom and myself all day long and join one of the best trading communities out there. Besides that, I want to give a huge shout out to today's member of the day, Mistrat in the Stocked Up Discord. You've been in the chat for a little bit over a month now, and you've been super active, and you've been awesome so far. So definitely keep it up. And besides that, guys, let's have an amazing end to the week.